Just do what works for you, because there will always be someone who thinks differently. Michelle Obama. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. Before I jump into today's episode, I need my business owners to listen up. If you're serious about building a business and a life you love, you need to sign up for the Level Up Living newsletter brought to you by the Become Your Own Boss podcast. Each month, you'll get fresh insights on entrepreneurship, mindset, and lifestyle upgrades. Not just a recap of the podcast, but exclusive content to help you grow and live life by your design. You can sign up at monicaallen.com. Simply click on the bright purple button at the top right corner of the website. Let's be real. There is no shortage of opinions out there. From social media gurus to well-meaning friends and family, everybody around you may seem to have a thought about what you should be doing in your business. But after 20 plus years as a business owner, here's what I've learned. You have to build your business in a way that works for you and your family. I've touched on this before, but it came back up during my interview with Tracy Nicole. We talked about how both of our stores operate by appointment only. And recently, Ethan mentioned that a local competitor, if you want to call them that, posted something about their store hours with a little jab like, no appointment needed. Now, that might have been shade, but it also sparked something in me. Because as small business owners, we're constantly navigating how to grow and scale in ways that work not just for our bottom line, but for our lives. Since COVID, many of us have reassessed what we want our lives to look like. The long hours, the staying up late, the constant grind, it's not always worth it. People want time with their families. They want to pick up hobbies. They want rest. I know I need rest. And guess what? That's okay. So today I want to share a few thoughts I've been reflecting on, thoughts that tie into something I told my daughter Imana just the other day. You've got to run your own race. Sure, you can keep the runners next to you in your peripheral vision, but the moment you fully turn your head to look at them, you'll veer off course and you'll lose your lane. The first thing I thought about when I began to just kind of ponder this is we can't get caught up in the comparison trap. We're all running our own race. And while people can share tips and experiences, like I love to do here on this podcast, your path is truly yours. Social media has made this harder, though. It used to be that you compare someone's outfit or car. Now it's everything. From revenue numbers to vacation homes to their perfect team, people post their highlight reels. And listen, I've been there. I've scrolled through Instagram and thought, should I be posting 4 times a day? Should I make more reels? Should I be doing more in my business? I need to get my numbers up. Just a variety of things. But here's the truth. Alignment beats trends every single time. You have to be in line with yourself, and you have to be happy with what you're doing and what you're putting out there. And don't get me wrong, social media can be great for your business. You can build real relationships with your audience. You can let them peek behind the scenes and see what goes on, what's happening. But don't confuse someone else's feed with your blueprint, because we're all walking in a different pair of shoes, and what works for them may not be what works for you. And when I say work for you, I'm not just saying from a technical standpoint, but I'm also saying it may not work for your life, for your lifestyle, for how you want to run your business. And that brings me to the second point of we have the power of personal choice. You have the power to define what your business looks like. I remember when we first started hiring at Zeus's Closet, I really wanted to model the big corporate company I came from. Benefits, free lunches, the whole thing. And we were a tiny business. We're still tiny. But I wanted to look big and not look big to anyone else. I just really wanted to feel like I was able to give my team what I left. because it was a good working environment as far as what they offered. Now, maybe not the whole kit and caboodle of benefits, but I wanted to be able to offer them something. I wanted to offer what that company offered to some degree. But looking back on it, we took on expenses that we couldn't really afford. And sure, those were our choices, but they weren't sustainable. Truthfully, when the Affordable Care Act came out, we rolled our team over to that because it only made sense for the business, because our rate went up like 46% that year before it became a thing. And so it made sense for our team to do that. They were able to get lower rates because our team is fairly young. They were able to get lower rates through that program. But you know what? Also, as I reflect on conversations I've had, and I can remember on episode 179 with Shani Godwin, she mentioned how she felt pressured to scale her business. And she did scale it. But at some point, she hit kind of a wall. And she no longer wanted to scale it because she wanted peace. She wanted balance. She wanted to be able to step away from her company for a month or two at a time. And she just couldn't do that if she kept pushing so hard to scale it. She didn't want to be pressurized just for the sake of growth. And more recently, I was having lunch with one of my sorority sisters who makes custom Crocs. And you guys, when I say they're custom, they are blinged out. They match every person's own personality. Whatever you're excited about, she will show it on your pair of Crocs. And she mentioned how people are always telling her, girl, do you know how much money you could make if you just really pushed on this, if you just pumped out this many shoes a day and that type of thing? And she said, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that grind. And truthfully, she doesn't have to work. She's not driven by the hustle. And that's her choice. And that's her win. It's truly okay to say no thank you to scaling, to working weekends, or running a business the way others think you should. You don't owe anyone an explanation either. You can do your business the way you want to do your business. And this brings me back to our appointment only model at Zeus's Closet. That setup has saved us, not just from burnout, but from chaos. It protects our time, our team's sanity, and our family life, and our team's family life. My team members have kids, and they're juggling a lot. So the appointments really help us as a whole. Is it the most convenient for every customer? Maybe not. But it allows us to show up fully and provide better service. We get to sit down with our clients, hear their ideas, and truly consult. That's why I call them clients, not just customers. Our mantra is you dream it, we design it. And sometimes helping a client uncover that dream takes time. And we're not trying to be the Walmart of custom embroidery or custom decorated apparel. We're building a sustainable, high-quality brand that lets us breathe and enjoy life while building meaningful relationships along the way. I truly like to align us with more of the Nordstroms than the Walmart or the Nordstrom. There's no S on it. Because at Nordstrom, you can actually get a hands-on consultation to help you pick out your clothing. That's more us, not Walmart, not even Target. And I will say, you do have to keep your eye on your competitors, understand your market, but you don't want to lose sight of your why you started your business. And many years ago, I took a business class, and this was before I ever started a business. I just have always known I wanted to have my own business since probably about 4th grade or maybe 7th grade. But I took this business class while I was still working in corporate America. And there was a word that stood out to me, and it was autonomy. Autonomy is the freedom to choose. That's what I was after. And that still drives me today. Not every season is about more. Sometimes it's about doing things smarter. And there is a phrase, work smarter, not harder. And that's where I am right now. And maybe you are too. I don't know, but I'm really working to build my business in a smart way. I do still have a pursuit of growing revenues in our business because I think we have a lot of opportunity there, but I truly want to work smarter. I also want to hire smarter. And that's going to be one of the things that we talk about down the road because I have a great team, but in the past, we have not always hired in the smartest manner. And so that's something that I don't take lightly. And it's something that I will be discussing in the future as I begin to fall back into this hiring process, probably the closer we move to the fall. I've been giving this a lot of thought lately, and I want to also kind of challenge you to think about this week, maybe journal about it, but reflect on this question. What does success look like for you this year? Not what Instagram says, not what a podcast guru says, not what your most meaningful cousin suggests, but you. What does success look like for you this year? At the end of 2025, if you look back, when you look back, what will you be most proud of? And what does success look like when you look back? Is your business working for you or are you working for it? I find for me, it's a little bit of both because some weeks I'm definitely working for it because I also want to keep clients happy. I want to make sure things are done timely. But there are some moments where I definitely have to reset and make sure that my business is working for me also. But I've definitely been on the wrong side of that question before. I've worked 12-hour days, going in at 8 o'clock after I drop the kids off at school and being in the office until 8. I've had the kids sitting in the office after school. Ethan and I would both be in there and the kids would be in there doing homework, and we either pick up dinner or we say finally at 8 o'clock, wow, we've got to get these kids home and get them in bed, get them fed and in bed. But that really doesn't work for us anymore. And before kids, he and I would work to midnight or 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. And that was fine. We were younger. We were in that mode. We were definitely hustling and trying to grow our business, getting our name out there. And we don't take that for granted. We definitely love our clients and we want to make sure that we continue to serve them. But another phrase or quote that I like is you cannot serve from an empty cup. I, as well as my team, have to make sure we're full, make sure that we are serving in a way or handling ourselves in a way that allows us to serve our client. And now as I look at my daughter in high school with only 3 years left before she graduates, I'm reminded daily that this time is precious. I have goals outside of our business. I want to be present with my family, and I want my business to support that, not stand in the way of that. So that just kind of rested on me this week. Just really making sure that our businesses work for us. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably are very much into providing the best service to your client or customer. You care about your business. You care about growing it. You care about making it as sustainable as possible and last as long as possible. And that is a beautiful thing. Small businesses are actually what makes this country work. We hire a lot of people in total when you put us all together. We're important, but it's also really important that we take care of ourselves. And I didn't even get to talking about the health part of it, but just assessing where you are in your business. How's it working for you? What changes do you need to make if you do need to make some? Then let's figure it out together. I'm excited about it. We're about to roll into summer. Kids are going to be out of school. I'm actually very thrilled about that. Have some plans for us and them. And I'm looking forward to that time. I will still also continue to strategically and smartly grow our business. Thanks for listening today. I'm grateful for you. Please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. Also subscribe so you never miss a new episode. I hope this message encourages you to choose you. Build a business that works for your life and not the other way around. And remember, now is the time. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.